Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update video. This is where we do our weekly brief on natural gas, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. We're looking at their supply reason levels, and we're looking at price action as well, and see how the most likely scenario where price might head to later this week. So let's get started on natural gas. And if you guys are looking for the stock market update video on the QQQ SPY as well as the Mag 7, check out the previous video. And let's take a look on the daily time frame for natural gas. So natural gas here, overall, right, we got this breakout from this longer term pattern that have shaped up for over a year, I would say, or more. You can see all these rejections on top and this support bounces, and we finally broke out of that on December 19th ish. So, and we got this huge move, right? We got the follow through from December 19th for about 35% move, which does make sense for a pattern to shape up over a year and breaking out of it on both side. Getting follow through seems pretty reasonable. Especially the longer the pattern forms, the more likely the more follow through it gets. And we pretty much just hit a major resistance. This top is essentially this whole cluster of volume here, created right at this spot. Right, you can see all this volume on the side. This is volume profile, and yeah, so you have people probably beg holding from here, and people wanting to short at this area as well, and people probably wanting to take profit at the same time. So you have three people that might be helping the short side to come down because of what people selling, right? 35% in like how many days? 19 to 30th. So that's like 2 weeks, right? 34% in 2 weeks is pretty good profit. So a lot of people will be taking profit as well. And you have shorts interested in this shorting this major resistance and volume node area. And at the same time, right, people would also, there's potential to still be bag holders here. Although I don't think there's gonna be that much after, unless you're like diamond hand holding for over a year. But yeah, so there's all three of those. We got this big sell-off, right? Over here, about 21%. And the thing I don't like as much is we broke out of this rising wedge pattern, which is the green line. And this is a support here. So, and we just kind of, we back tested it and didn't bounce. So you can see on Thursday, right? Let's zoom in a little bit here on Thursday. Let's go to the 15-minute. And right, so this is the back test. So this that resistance broke out. Sorry, not broke out. Hit the resistance, and then we came all the way back to that green line where the falling wedge, right? We break out from that falling wedge over here, and then we're back testing it. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bull's trying to play defense on the back test and trying to bounce. And the best case scenario here would have been just to tighten up for the bulls, right? After such a significant move, they want to hold above the pattern where they break out from, and especially on the back test. And then just to tighten up sideways, and then potentially form a bull flag to go higher. But they ended up failing here after playing the defense here a couple times. Got a weak bounce, right? Ended up setting the lower high, lower than this high on the 4-hour, and then confirmed the 4-hour downtrend right there on a lower low. So yeah, so that might mark a potential temporary top. I want to see the top now, because this could be a temporary top for now. And let's see how bulls react here. So what I want to see, say if we come down, say if we could get another leg down, right? We come down to this 3.1 to $3 range over here. I want to see how bulls trade here. Right? This is a major support zone here. Look how many times it took us to break out, right? Rejection, rejection, rejection. And this mirror line is the yearly resistance, not yearly resistance, like that pattern I broke out from that took a year more to break out from, right? So if we come down to here, back test that level where we broke out from, and we don't hold that, that's a major red flag if we come down onto here. So ideally, bulls need to play some serious defense around this 3.1 to $3 range, pretty much. overall. We do have three confluence of support here, right? This triple top with this rising wedge bottom, where it's been holding for the last 5 times, as well as this major support that we broke out from that took a year for us to break out from. So there's three confluence of support around this area. That means if bulls don't hold it, then we're likely gonna probably come back down to test these 2.5 levels zones if crack through here and just flush through here. That'll be a really major red flag. So let's say if we do hold there, right, we come here, we bounce, then we're just looking for potentially this be another weekly higher low. Then that would be a good sign for the bulls. Because if we zoom out to the longer term time frame, right, this is the first time bulls have confirmed the first weekly uptrend in a very, very long time, right? So we broke this high. So that's a weekly uptrend being confirmed. We never really had any weekly uptrend actually. Let's see. No zero. Then we have a tiny one here, but it's like super choppy. So I wouldn't count that as a clear one. But it's been over a year. This one is a double top. We almost did it. Almost made the higher high, but didn't. So this one's the first clear weekly uptrend we ever had in a very long time. So even despite this huge pullback here, right? And let's say we bounce here, then that's another weekly higher low being set. And we can potentially just tighten up here, I would say, in my opinion, right? Because this is a huge retracement, especially when we have huge retracements on both sides, then there's a good chance that it can be a tiny range. But if it's a tiny range up here, bulls would definitely take it because we are tightening up on the upper side. And then right after it tightens up, then it can break out. But for now, let's see how bulls ends up playing this defense around the zone. If your chart looks a little bit different like mine, make sure to click this B80J, adjusted for contracts. So there's no contract gaps. And it'll look like the chart will look like mine. I think it just messed up. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, so that's those are three scenarios that I'm looking at for natural gas. And let's see if bulls ends up playing defense or bears decide to take it lower here. All right, if you guys want to learn more in depth about technical analysis and how to read price action, check out the links below, where the Patreon links as well as the YouTube links. And if you guys are just curious, book that free 15-minute call for one-on-one, and we can talk more about it depending on what you need to work on and to get you started. All right, let's take a look at oil. So oil here, still tightening up. We did break bull from this little tightening area over here. So this was kind of like a tiny range, and it finally broke bull around here. We're getting a little bit of follow through. So, but bigger picture is still a tiny range, right? Resistance very, very clear. Can't be more clear than that. Support very, very clear. So let's continue to tighten up. So let's see if we crack through this red line, it needs to break above at least this first pivot, right here. It's never so far. It's never broken above any pivots, right? You can see all these bounces lower than the prior pivot. So if we do break from this bull from this tiny range, we need to at least break above the prior pivot for me to count. It's a nice move, but let's see, yeah, it's already 10%. So if we do something like this, or let's say we break out of the pivot, come back test, bounce, that's the best case for bulls. And for bears, you'll just come up, fail right here, and come back and continue to tighten up. That'd be the best case for bears at this moment. But for now, we'll just wait till see where it ends up wanting to break out. And the US dollar. So the US dollar is just starting to looking like a rising wedge. You can see we get this falling wedge, rising wedge is pretty much just a psychology of it's higher high and starting to lack a little follow through. So you can see right here, this was the higher high, just peaked about a little bit of the high, and then we started to get not much follow through, and it kind of went sideways. And then a new higher high, just peaked above this high for one day, right? This Thursday candle, and kind of just can come back a little bit. So that's the psychology of it, just starting to get a little bit lacking follow through versus right here we see these breakout and then we just go all the way up, break out all the way up, right? So yeah, so let's see which way it ends up this rising wedge breaks. Dollar is a little bit extended. Let's zoom out to the weekly here. Yeah, we're just under this just all-time high structure. Not all-time high structure, as in like 52-week high structure right here from 2022. So yeah, we're just right underneath here. Pretty much this low is pretty much this high right there. Yeah, so let's see how this rising wedge ends up shaping out. If we start to, break above here and chop around, consolidate here, bull flag, then this pattern is not valid anymore. But if we continue to, come up, reject from here, and then next thing you know, we roll over, and that's a bear break on the rising wedge. All right, let's take a look at gold and silver. So gold and silver, currently gold is tightening up as well. Very clear tightening range. Support, 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 support. Bounce up 4 times. Resistance a little bit unclear at the moment. Rejection, rejection, right? That's only 2. So let's see if we reject again from there. But it's a clear tightening range to me where it's getting smaller and smaller. So these are just visual guides for see if it continues. And first for silver, we did see. Let's go back to gold. See if there's more to it. So 4-hour, not even 4-hour uptrend yet. So what I want to see on this bounce is a big bounce, right? This was a double top resistance. We finally broke above it. And this is the back test. So if this back test bounces and we head higher, come from a 4-hour uptrend, then we have a chance to come up to test this level. And this green line level around here. Let's see if we can do that. And you guys can see silver is slightly weaker here at this moment still. We broke below the support on this drop with gold as well. But it's relatively currently, you can see here, it's shifting a little bit from relative weakness to relative strength back and forth a little bit on different days. You can see on this bounce, right? It bounced with gold. And when gold pulled back right here, it didn't even pull back on silver. They just continued to grind up, even though, and then this bounce really didn't bounce at all with the with gold, but it did held up right around the top of it. And then we rolled over. This rolled over. It rolled over the whole thing as well, right? So that's relatively actually weaker. You can see double bottom, but gold made a higher low. So and then when we do bounce, gold made a higher high above these 2 double top resistance, and silver didn't. So it's still relatively weaker at the moment, in my opinion, on the longer term time frame. So yeah, because if it's the same strength as gold, it would have bounced close to here above this level, which is this level at this moment. So if gold comes back, test this low, right? Silver is probably going to come down, try to test this double bottom again. But if it bounces from here, forms a 4-hour uptrend and tests this level, then there's a good chance we will come up to closer to around these level for silver. All right, that's got for you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and feel free to support the channel as well on the YouTube or Patreon link. And if you like, share, and subscribe, you guys made this far, learn anything, and I will see you guys next week for more updates. And have a great rest of you guys' week, and stay safe.